what's your view, I guess, for myself and the audience of like the current VC landscape? And I think your value proposition makes a ton of sense, but why this is a pain point for some of these VCs that are spinning up?
Yeah, in terms of legacy VC funds, you're right. Like it's a bunch of folks that it was very easy to make money when nobody else was playing in this space. But there is just a ton of competition now. There's a ton of these small VCs all over the place. And for better or worse, they're still trying to apply the same model that existed, 20, 30 years ago. They're all generalists. It's all about the underwriting and the TAM and all of these things. But the entrepreneurs are starting to realize that, well, actually, the value add of the VC is a lot more important. So you say, those serial entrepreneurs who have an inkling towards starting a VC fund, historically, they'd be kind of stuck, right? Unless they were really, really big, because they don't have the operating experience, the underwriting. They go to LPs, they don't get very far. But that's exactly the type of people that add the most value to the startups. So that's the biggest source of our pipeline is folks that are serial entrepreneurs, and we'll just run the fund and allow them to work with the entrepreneurs. Plus, micro VCs is typically defined as a venture capital fund that has less than, say, 50 to 100 million in assets under management. You have seen just a huge uptick in the number of those tiny funds over the last 10 years. And I think people realize that maybe that the VC walled garden, that wall isn't as high as you think it is. There's not so much secret sauce once you kind of really understand what's going on, and people are going after that mode. And that's part of what Diffuse is trying to do, is tap the people that do add a lot of value, tear down that wall, and allow this platform to bring some rigor, some process, some institutional grade infrastructure for these VCs.
So you mentioned there's not, for lack of a better term, like barrier to entry in the industry, like maybe people perceive that it would. Maybe in its simplest term, if I want to go start a venture capital firm and I have the ability to go raise funds from investors and then go find entrepreneurs, then it's just a matter of compliance, administrative, technology, structure, all that kind of stuff. Is that the most simplest way to put it?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. I've also sometimes explained it like, if you want to be a good VC, right, what do you need to do? You need to raise money. You need to source deals. You need to work with the entrepreneurs. And then you need to do the operations of the fund. The historical VC model is you're going to find, especially micro VC, like micro VCs is typically a 1 or 2 person shop that they've got 10 to 20 million AUM. So you're going to have 2 people. The economics can't support a bigger team. And now they have to do all 4 of those things well. That's kind of a silly value prop. Like that's a silly argument to make, that you're going to have 2 people that can do 4 things well. So what the new model that we're trying to bring in is specialization, right? We'll do the administration, just bring in the folks who are really good at working with entrepreneurs and sourcing deals. We'll bring in capital sources because they're going to be used to our system, our process, and really just streamline the whole thing.